Everybody knows the sound of a crying child, even if you don't have a child of your own. It's my first week working at this childcare center, and this is absurd. Emily Chung has fallen off the climber, and her teachers don't care. Emily, are you okay? She whips her head around like a fashion model and strikes a pose. Save me, Prince Philip, save me. All the teachers start cracking up. You're the only male on staff. She wants you to be Prince Philip. Play the game. And I'm like, game? And they're like, yeah, game. Be Prince Philip. I have no idea how to be a prince. But when I scoop her up, the first thing that comes to mind is Superman rescuing Lois Lane. And every time I put her down, save me, Prince Philip, save me, save me, save me, save me. This time, it echoes. And all the girls in the playground swoon like it's the Crucible. The director says, if one has a turn, they all have to have a turn. And from that day on, all the girls in the playground waited for me to save them. I may not have a letter on my chest, but lifting children every single day for about an hour will definitely get you jacked like Superman. I was taking dance classes, so any princess that didn't swoon when I stepped foot on the playground, I'd take their hand, we'd twirl, dip, lift, and it was up, 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 and away we go, waltzing around that climber. Save me, Prince Philip. All this, and they'd reward me with a bucket of sand, filled with leaves, twigs, and rocks. It was the best soup in the entire world. Sometimes they'd come in, they'd have those little tiaras and the fairy wings that make them look like they're gonna fly off to a rave. But the most important accessory was the lunchbox, covered in a collection of characters that looked nothing like Emily Chung, Keisha Williams, or Carlita. They all wanted to be Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, but no matter where they were from, all the girls wanted to be saved by a prince. It brought me back to my childhood when I wanted to be Superman, Aquaman, Captain America. But no matter how much I pretended, the reality was I could never be a superhero because I didn't have the same skin color as one. As we waltzed around the climber, I thought to myself, maybe it's time to let the girls lead, start to change some of these paradigms. And they come running. Save me, Prince Philip. You know what? Why don't you go? Go slay a dragon. Hunt for your food. I'm gonna stay here in the sandbox and make dinner. Emily says, silly Ben, boys don't cook. Save me, Prince Philip, have some soup. And on that note, it was time for lunch and not a bucket of sand. We were in Pam's class. She always frowned like this wicked queen, this dark cloud that loomed over the classroom. She wasn't paying attention to the kids. She was on the phone with her boyfriend. What do you mean you're going to college in California? I've been waiting. All of my girlfriends have started families. You can't do this to me. I don't know how to be alone. She turns her back to the kids and she cries in front of them. It's her high school sweetheart, and this does not sound like a happy ending. It's almost nap time, but first the kids get a story. The next day, I go into work, and there they are, 1,000 sleeping princesses waiting for a kiss that never comes. And I give them a speech. Today, you're going to slay your dragons. Face your fears. You're all going to become warrior princesses. You'd think with a speech like this, it'd be followed by a battle cry and the waving of swords. But no, they're talking while I'm talking. With my every word, my popularity rate is dropping. Emily Chung is going, la 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 la, la 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 la. Princesses are buzzing off to far regions of the playground. Zoop, 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 zoop. Emily Chung is going, no, 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 no! And all that's left are me and Miss Chung. And she is not happy. I tap her on the shoulder. What's wrong? My name is Emily Chung, and I say that you are being silly. Stop being silly and play the game. Well, like a broken-hearted father, I say, don't you want to be a warrior princess? She laughs. Silly Ben, warrior princess. Princes and princesses have nothing to worry about. And I'm like, she just runs off, and I'm like, hats off to you, milady. You win. I'll be Prince Philip till the end of time. And the next day, I come into work, and they come running. And Carlita says, I cut off the dragon's head. Thoosh! The dragon's head lands in the sandbox. And Keisha says, I cut off the dragon's tail. Thoosh! The dragon's tail lands in the sandbox. And I'm like, hold on, Lizzie Borden. I said nothing about cutting off, beheading, or decapitating. But it's too late. They've gone dark, completely Brothers Grimm. And here comes Emily Chung. I don't know what she's carrying because it's invisible, but it looks heavy. Boom, 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 boom. Ah! I've got the dragon's butt. Boom. The dragon's butt lands in the sandbox. And as usual, they're all standing there waiting for me. But this time, not to save them. They're all waiting for me to make them dinner. And that's when I knew I had nothing to worry about.